Hello guys, good morning all. So today's topic is very important, that is API testing. What we call it as API testing. So till now we have discussed about the UI testing, that will talks about the front end of application. And whatever I am teaching here, this is called as back end of application. So what is this API testing? This is back-end testing. Okay, now look here. Sir, what is meant by API first of all? API stands for Application Programming Interface. What is this? Application Programming Interface. Okay, then I have one question. What is the use of API? What is the use of API? Look here, what happens generally nowadays, so many applications are dependent applications. What is meant by dependent applications are? Look here. Boss, if you take Zomato, if we order something from Zomato, it will reach to your home. It means Zomato will take the help of location tracking feature. Which feature? Location tracking. Do you think this Zomato is having this location tracking feature? No. Boss, this location tracking feature is coming from Google Map or Google company, or I'll write like this, Google Map. It means what? Completely Zomato application is depends on this Google company. It means, can I say this Zomato as a dependent application? Yes, you can take Uber, Ola, even Swiggy, all these like Make My Trip, GoIbibo, all these applications are dependent on location tracking feature which is coming from the Google. So that in that case what happens, that applications will not, like this Google Map will not provide the source code of location tracking to this Zomato. It will share only feature of like location tracking feature. Okay, are you understanding here? Yes. It means without sharing the source code, we can share the features through the APIs. So if someone asks you, sir, what is meant by API, then API is nothing but it is the device or it is the layer through which we can share the functionality without sharing the source code. So with your permission, can I write here? Look here. See, API means it is the layer through which we can share only functionality without sharing source code. Without sharing source code. Again, I have a question. What is meant by source code? What is meant by source code? If you take any application, for example, I will take WhatsApp application. Boss, to develop this WhatsApp application, we will have to develop the features first of all. So the first feature is login feature. Okay, and the second feature is chat feature, and the third feature is audio calling, fourth one is video calling, fifth one is like status, and last one is logout. Look here, total how many features are there in this WhatsApp application? We will be having 6 features. Can you please tell me, while developing this application, can we develop directly WhatsApp? No. So first we need to develop the one by one features here. So to develop this login feature, developer might write some code here. Yes. For chat also he might write some code here. Yes. For audio calling also he might write some code here. Yes. For video calling also he might write some code here. Yes. For status code is there. For logout also code is there. Look here, boss, if I combine all these codes, it means individual features code, then only this WhatsApp software or the WhatsApp application can be created. Boss, this combination of code is called as source code of application. What we called it as? Source code of application. So can I write here the code which is written to develop the software? Can I say? Yes. Look here. So the source code means the code which is written by developers to develop the software is called as source code of that particular application. I have one question. If we share the source code, then what happens? Boss, if we share the source code, then they can modify the application in their own way. So that we need to keep this source code as a secure. Are you understanding? So that always source code can be written inside the business logic layer. If you take any software, there are 3 layers. For example, first layer is UI layer. First layer is UI layer, second one is business logic, and the third layer is database layer. You can take WhatsApp here. So all the pages of the WhatsApp like login page, logout page, status page, video calling page, all these pages are designed under UI layer. So that here this UI is called as front end of application. What we called it as? Front end. Who will develop this particular UI layer here? Front end developers. Who will develop? Front end developer, and they will use HTML or CSS language or JavaScript. Okay, now coming to this business logic layer, as I told you, the source code of application can be written inside this business logic layer, guys. So can I write source code here? Very good. Now tell me, WhatsApp can be used by so many peoples here. Okay, so many users are using this WhatsApp for a day. So Rita, Geeta, Sita, like this, Senorita, so many users are using this. Boss, this user related information, whoever is using this WhatsApp here, their information can be stored inside this database layer. So this database layer can be stored user related information in the form of rows and columns. In the form of rows and columns, or technically we called it as tabular format. What we called it as? Tabular format. It means rows and column format. Are you understanding? Yes, it means if you combine all these 3 layers, then only your WhatsApp software can be developed. Did you understand? Now, so the second layer here, business logic, is developed by the code developers, and here they might use Java or Python language, guys. And third here, backend developers, and here they will use SQL language. SQL in the sense structural query language. Structural query language. Now did you understand here? So finally, what is meant by API testing? API is nothing but it is the layer through which we can share only functionality without sharing the source code of an application. If we share the source code, so that what happens, security might explode. Okay, so that we cannot share the source code because it is secure, so that we can share only functionality through the APIs. Is it done? Okay, fine.